All right, Facetteers, we're back with that part two. So as I was saying previously in the episode, so when I got to New York, for me, it was just, hey, I'm in a space to where I can move how I want to. I can have the experiences that I want. Like, let me challenge myself to finally embrace the creative nature that I have, just being able just to have my own identity. And so I remember when I first, before I even, we came to New York, like I told you, I had some friends that lived here, and I was really focused on like trying to get my own crib, but I didn't really know how crazy it was as far as for the market for that, especially with what I was making at the time. So I said, man, like I want to get my own crib and everything, but luckily we was able to get that 4 bedroom, and so that was overall that was a great experience as well too. Like a lot of learning experiences, like a lot of there's different ups and downs. You have especially when you go through friendships and stuff like that. Like things can change. Things can differ, but they will never take away from the experiences and stuff that we had. But overall, getting to New York, like I said, for me, I'm just thinking in my mind like I'm gonna create my own experience. Why? Because I'm an adult, finally living in a new environment, living in the one of the biggest cities in the world, the one biggest, the most popular one in the US, you know what I'm saying? One where everybody wants to get to, like for their birthdays and everything. Like this is the place to be. And I'm living here. And it still sometimes don't even hit me. Even to the I've been here almost going on 4 years and it still ain't really hit me like that. Why? Because coming from where I come from, it's not common. And sometimes it can still feel close to home because, you just with social media and everything like that, you just have access to people and you're just seeing things and all that. But when I take a look back, a lot of times I'm like, wow, like I really have been living in New York City. So, anyways, just going through finding different support groups and finding social groups to be a part of, and just finding different things just to partake in throughout the city. Bro, it just changed my life in just a major way because that would have been like when I was in New York when I was it just to 2021? That was 4 years ago. So I had just turned. Shit, graduated 23. So I had just turned 24, 25. And so, and because of COVID, that in a sense that took away 2 years. I always say everybody got to subtract 2 years from their age because of COVID. But I was just so thrilled because I said I get to move. Like I got a chance to experience it during college, but I said now I'm an adult. I ain't focused on school. It's just work. I get a chance to have experiences that I want. I get a chance to meet different types of people. Like this is like I really, really feel in control because I'm not on anybody's timeline. Like this is just I'm truly living my life. And so I even noticed that for me, just because of my curiosity and how I move, even now, like where I've been at, like the experiences that I've had in New York is probably way different in a beautiful way compared to some of my friends because of how I've been able to move about it. So when I first got here and just moving through the city, it was dope. Like now it took a minute to be able to find like certain groups and people to be cool with. I will say because I'm always someone that's used to being able to meet lots of people. It took a lot of time. Why? Because now you're adults doing that. When you're younger, everybody can just be cool for a long period of time. You can be cool just because you're just in the environment, just because. But as you get older, like people have egos to them. People may act this certain way. Attitudes and stuff are different. There's just different things affecting people. Some people may be, having a family, traveling, whatever it is. So there's different ways in which people connect. And so there was a small period where I'm like, man, I gotta kind of find my tribe because this is an environment where if you don't have like that type of connection or are able to connect with people in certain ways, you can feel lost. And I feel like that anywhere that you are as you become an adult, like it's not like college where everybody is just focused on the same thing, which is graduate. You might have different career paths, you might have different majors, people might be working or whatever, but that the end goal for everybody typically is graduation. You might have a couple people that don't graduate or whatever, but everybody's set end goal is graduation. You become well as you're moving into later adulthood or still early adulthood, but you're in the real world and not focused on school. What's everybody's endpoint? Whatever their purpose, they feel that their purpose is in life. So that's like nobody's on the set timeline and nobody's in this same ecosystem chasing the same thing. So it can be hard when you're a young adult or adult trying to figure out like who can I connect with? Where are my people? Where's my tribe and stuff like that? So one thing I was blessed to find as people know, I've been a board member. This has actually been my second year. I just got elected again, but I found this group called the Gathering Spot. And so it was it's a black social club nationwide for black folks of all different networks, of all different industries. And so when I was in Atlanta visiting my cousin, I came across it and I said, he said, even if I wasn't even going to be in New York, say if I was just in Kentucky or wherever that didn't have a location, I still would join it because when I get a chance to travel, I can be in all these different areas where it's black people gathering. And so when I was in New York, I mean in Atlanta, and I got a chance to go to their location, I said, this is fire. And so knowing that they had one in New York, I said, bro, I gotta be involved with this. So ended up joining it. And then that summer is when I went to no, actually they had an event that I went to at the it was called Legacy Dumbo. And so Legacy Dumbo is a black owned record store. And so it was like a real small event. It was like an area that they were renting out, and there's only probably like 5 people there. So it was cool to connect with a few people. I was like, hey, let me just like see what this is about. Let me kind of just like get out and start networking. So, okay, this is cool. Like it's simple. The next big event I went to wasn't probably till like 3 or 4 months later. It was when they had the Fine Wine series in Central Park. So at this point, this is where I was like, oh, okay, we get to do stuff like this because a lot of people from up north ain't never been to Kentucky for the Derby. So this helped me. This reminded me of seeing all the black people out dressed up for the Derby. So I said, okay, we get access to events like this. And then I was just like seeing all the beautiful women. I said, I'm over here in paradise. And so after that, just going through some more events and just being more involved in the city and having different people that I didn't know and wasn't used to being around that was giving me, pointers and helping me to have my experience in the city. That got me away from having to feel that I needed to just trust in my friends and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, even the friends that I was living with, they ain't people that I really had the full college experience with. Like we had experience, we went on trips and stuff like that, but I wasn't around them every day and I didn't grow up around them. So I've always had points in my life where I'm around different types of people for different periods of times and having different experiences. So at that point, I was just like, Demarcus, this ain't nothing that you ain't used to. Like you move different anyways. Like you have a way of being like very spontaneous. Meeting different people, going on different excursions. Like this is heaven for you. And so I'm saying that to say that over time, just being able to move like that, when I got laid off, unfortunately, last year, that was a huge transition for me as well. But as I told y'all, this is where the mindset shifts for you as an individual, especially when you're putting things into play. When I got laid off, I've been taking care of my money, I've been doing the right things and all that. But unfortunately, just had a bad situation and ended up getting laid off. And they had like a mass layoff too. So the mass layoff was the main thing, and it was just a crazy situation. And so for me, even during that point, even with like the team myself I was on, like I've just been a part of things where because like who I am, I feel like that it intimidates some people because of when their egos don't get fulfilled and because of how I come off and because of how I'm so personal, everybody don't know how to handle that. And I'm not a person that comes off that way to try to intimidate people or try to make it seem like I'm on a certain level. I'll never do it like that. I'm just a person that's just excited and hype off life, happy off life, and I love sharing that love and care and relationship building with other people. So a lot of times, like I can be in environments where I see the fakeness and everything, and I don't rock with that. I don't sit here and try to kiss somebody's tail to be able to move forward or to be able to be a part of something when I know it's not right for me. I'm not a person that does that, and so sometimes with like corporate work, you'll see that happen actually a lot, not sometimes. And so that was also part of like the environment that I was in. So during the time of me getting laid off, I didn't know how tough this layoff was going to be because I've been laid off before, but at the same time, I still was taking all those moments and helping to shape into this mentality that I'm about to tell y'all about. So been through the layoff, still, it's been a tough process. I was able to pick up some part-time work now, but still have technically been part of a layoff. But what DeMarcus has been able to do since then, the level up has been so sharp and so beautiful. When I tell y'all that my New York experience that I've had since that layoff up until now has been the most life changing thing for me, bruh, this stuff has been like, it's been incredible. And the down part has been the financial piece. Like, it's been a hell of a struggle. Shout out to my family support. Like, just it's not been easy for them. It's been hard for them also too. Just um, them trying to work with me. Like I've had to put them in a position, but because of the love for my family, like they've been able to help me get through. And then for the friends that I have and the support system I've had, like some people have been able to pitch me some opportunities with my food stuff, and some people have just been there just for moral support. And when I tell you that, like I've been able to have such a dope experience, like it's opened my eyes so much. So just even going through like taking the trains, like before I was like, okay, like I'm in a new environment, I got to get somewhere on time. Let me just hop in the Uber or whatever. Man, now I get on the train and go every single place I need to. Like it's nothing. I love walking everywhere. Like it gets me back. A lot of these things too get me back to the roots of the things that I loved when I was young, but haven't been in the space to do. Like I love hopping on the train, and it's because I've had to. In regards to spending money and stuff like that. But even when I get to back to the point of really being on top, this experience that I've had and how I've been able to shift my mindset and how I move, I won't go back. I don't need to sit there and get into an Uber all the time or whatever. Only if it's where I have to get somewhere at a certain time, or maybe for like an event that I'm doing. But I love taking that train. I love getting on there and being able to just vibe into my music, get to where I need to get to. I've been able to go to last year for the 50th year of hip hop. A friend of mine, like we got a chance to go to all these different things, all these different events, all these different hip hop concerts. I seen like the most artists I've ever seen. I seen my favorite artists of all time, met my favorites of artists of all time. I've been able to do like some cooking events, meet a lot of people. I've been able to really tackle into my multifacets. I'm about to be in the best shape that I've ever been in my life. I've been locked into the gym consistently. Like I can go on for all these things that I've been able to do, and it's just the start. My mentality right now is the most confident I've ever been. I feel the best. I'm looking the best that I've ever looked. I'm the most happy that I've ever been. Obviously, there's ups and downs with that financial piece. Like that's just a human nature. But I've never felt like this thrill just about like where my life is headed and just the excitement for where I'm at as an individual. And listen, over time, I'll even tell y'all from a faith standpoint. I remember that one time when I was in college around my junior year, I got so pissed off because my grades wasn't really hitting right. Things just I felt like I was out of shape. I was insecure because I didn't feel like I was like getting any type of attention and stuff like that. I remember I was getting mad at God. I was like, God, why would you do this? It's just some BS. I was getting mad. I said, man, at that moment, I remember after that the next day, I said, man, we're not doing this no more. This is ridiculous. Like you get mad at yourself because of things that you chose to do because it's not working out the way that you want. You get mad at God because of what you chose to do. I said, DeMarcus, we're not doing that. So even in this moment of me going through the period of being like having some frustrations and going through like a lot of ups and downs, I still even there at the toughest points, I still continue to believe in God and have my faith because of the people I have around me. Since then, my faith has been on point since some years ago. Since my junior year was around like 20. No, it was my first senior year. That was around 2018 because I took an extra year. I was a fifth year. Since then, man, I've been so on point with my faith. Like I pray on the good days and the days it's not so well. I'm not saying that I pray every single day, but I pray a lot. I'm very into my spirituality. I'm very into my faith. Like the way in which I treat people. Like I've always treated people very well. Um, I've always been intentional in how like I love on people, but like now I just feel as if it's like I ain't even got to think about doing something for somebody and questioning if somebody's going to do it back or whatever. Like those are things when I was younger because when you're trying to mold into who you are, you go through all these frustrating processes of trying to learn who you are. So you're like you're doing these good deeds and you're like, man, somebody going to do it back for me or somebody's clowning you about this and that. So you become insecure with that. You feel as if like you have to get something for your reward. And that was like when I was real young. But over time, like now I'll do stuff for somebody and it's nothing. Even if times where I may not have it, I still show love to people. I love doing that. Even taking steps away from certain friendships and repositioning those. It's like, hey, I don't have to be on other people's time. I've continued to be the blueprint for a lot of people. I've continued to show up and continue to be that outlet that other people have needed. But a lot of times that ain't happened for me. I'm the type where I'll go out of way for friends, and I've shown up for them in ways and over communicated and have done things out of my way that I shouldn't even have to do or had to do, but still people get so used and accustomed to that they feel as if that's how it should happen all the time. Or there can be moments where I'm doing so much for somebody, and then the moment that I speak up on something, or the moment that something goes left, I'm getting more. I'm there's more fault being thrown towards me, or I'm getting looked at way crazier than somebody that does shitty stuff to people all the time. And in this moment, Demarcus has learned to get away from that. I've learned not to give my time to people anymore like I did. I'm learning to appreciate those people that continue to appreciate me. If somebody's always talking about what they want to do and don't follow up, I can't be with it. If somebody is close to me and they feel as if, hey, I can just tap in with the market from time to time, have some basic conversation, that's cool. But the people that's tapping in with me all the time, that's showing that love and appreciation to me consistently, they the ones gonna get that love. If it's a situation to where I made a decision where I didn't want to move forward with a relationship or move forward with whatever, if I know that I'm being intentional and I'm being real and authentic, I'm not lying to a woman, I'm not lying to people about opportunity, whatever it is, I based on the decision that I make, I've got to make it for me. And if I know that I'm doing it with the real intentions of my heart, I can't be frustrated because how somebody else wants to move, or because what somebody else thinks, or because they didn't get what they want. Because how do I get treated worse, or how does it look at as what I'm doing is worse than the people that continue to treat people wrong all the time? Nope. Because what happens is people that move with the integrity and the authenticity similar to myself, it's not saying we're perfect by any means. That's not saying that we don't have mess ups. It's not saying that we haven't done things that are wrong or we won't do things that are wrong. But we've got to stand our ground to get to a point to where people got to really truly put respect on their name. There's people, I got people that respect me, and I've gotten respect in a lot of areas. But the respect that I'm going after is truly having that respect on my name. Some of the people that I look up to, you know what I'm saying, they move in similar ways. Some of my favorite artists, battle rappers, like I don't even know these people, but I see and how they talk about in their music, and I see about how they move when it comes to certain events and all that. I feel the same energy, and that's why I can be attracted to their music, attracted to their events or whatever it is, because I feel what they talking about when they on. Sometimes with Hitman Holler talking about on his when he's going off on these battle blogs and everything like that. I feel what he's talking about because, bruh, you talking about somebody that's been hella consistent for 15 plus 13, 15 years or whatever. And he's always had rounds, 3 rounds each and every battle. He showed up, always had performance, has the highest views. But still, no matter what, because people want to talk about all this and that, New York rappers want to talk about, we established it here. But y'all ain't been consistent. Y'all ain't continue to push the culture further. Y'all ain't continue to bring in the viewership. But you know what you got to do at times? You got to shift away from the environment that you or the industry that you're directly in, build your own lane somewhere else, and then come back and do what you do because everybody else gonna keep doing that talking. What did he do? Go to Wild and Out, do his thing, got bags and bodies now. You create your own lane, create your own spot when everybody else ain't doing it. You're still a part of the culture, but even when people be talking and chirping, you can still create your own spot while the others is waiting on somebody else to give them their spot. And I'm still learning that. Like, everybody else going through Smack URL and they still talking about, who the best, who this is and that. He didn't went there and got his money, then is able to be in a position where he can ask for what he wants, but this ain't his only focus on, or this ain't his only source of income. While everybody else is just focused on battle rap, hanging on each other, and that's all they can talk about. Les, my favorite artist, out now. You know what I'm saying? You can hear it in his raps. He been doing the music stuff for years. I think he even quoted my tweet that I put on his album that he did like some months back. But like, continue to put out tapes. You know what I'm saying? Then you continue. I don't even know what he's doing behind the scene with his boy Georgie, where they do the T-shirts and all this and that. But how do you continue to be consistent the way you do? You have your own deal store with the clothing, and you continuing to make your money, and you buzzing. You know what I'm saying? But based on how other people moving, they like everybody in the industry, everybody doing the same thing. But how is this person continue to level up? And supposedly he's doing the same thing, but now he got a clothing store where everybody's trying to go to. He's able to go to Japan, have sellout shows, be able to get the whips and stuff that he wants. But that's what happens when people they put you in the boxes with everybody else, and they think that you on that level just because of what they see. I'm not in everybody else's lane. When people think about what the markers be doing, like right now, I've been super low key. I've been out the way when it comes to the mashups and everything like that. You know why I've been out the way? Because the biggest focus for me right now has been to get to the best weight that I wanted to get to, and to get to the best looking physique that I want to get to. because I've been putting it off for so long. I know that that's one goal that I got to take time to set aside to get to where I want to because of so many distractions. Let me get to that. But at the same time, let me work on my mashups. Let me work on other content. Let me work on my hydroponic garden. Let me do the podcast. Let me work through and brainstorm how I want my brand to look when I come back and actually start selling my desserts. Let me look and see how I want my skincare page to look. Let me start reaching out to other brands and stuff like that. So when you move like this, and this is what I'm learning, all those things that I felt and all those situations that I went through from a kid up until 29 years old, that's why I'm so happy and so thrilled to be where I'm at now. That's why I'm so excited to be where I'm at now because all those moments have prepared me for this moment and we just getting started. And so this is what I talk about when my mentality is shaping how it is and when people try to want to understand about where the Marcus is at. This is where the Marcus is at. I've been making so many beats behind the scenes. I'm still learning. I'm not no professional producer, but I've even been able to put out my own tapes, and I made so many beats people don't even know about. People probably think I fell off the radar and doing nothing. Watch this level up I'm about to post. I'm about to tease people to show and post a older picture. I'm about to tease people and post an old picture that I had at first when I had a lot of weight on me. 3 months, then that was like 4 or 5 years ago. Then I'm about to post one that had 3 or 4 months ago when I had all the weight on me. Then they're gonna see the end result for what I've been working on. But they're gonna think that that's it. No, we've been working on a whole lot of other stuff. We've come up with new names for our clothing brand. We've been working on so much stuff, but what I've had to push for myself is to stop waiting, and I'm still working on that. And my goal for this year is to continue to be dauntless, which was my word for last year, but I changed it up because last year was preparation. This year is being dauntless because we got to figure it out. And we got to keep moving forward no matter what the end result is. But it's to continue to prove to myself that the Marcus, you are built different. And it ain't competition with nobody else. It's competition with me. Because at the end of the day, all the times that I kept getting frustrated and keep getting frustrated because people saying this and that, I got to be in control of what I'm doing. I ain't got to put myself in those environments. I ain't got to sit here and give my energy to any and everybody. I ain't got to sit here and continue to dish out all this and that when people ain't respecting it. I got to respect me. And so all the work that I continue to do, people ain't see me in a minute. Maybe but a couple people ain't see me in months. I done got my keloids removed. My skin's looking better than ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking better than ever. I done got my flavor and stuff together. Like, it ain't just coming back and just doing the mashups and just giving the free content. Like, we're gonna come with some other stuff. And I'm still working and building on that. But the point is to say that even in the 3 to 4 months, it'll probably be 5 or 6 by the time that I start actually releasing some more of the content. Unless people get a chance to listen to all these podcast episodes and stuff that I put out. But all that stuff that I've all the years of me building and continuing to build goes into even this moment, and this is the start. Okay, you've been laid off for a good amount of time, longer than most people, whatever, or longer than people want to talk about. It is what it is. I don't have time to be focused on, oh man, all those conversations and all that. I'm built different. I'm truly built different. And I don't need to sit there and prove to nobody how much I'm built different. You can see it in the work. Hey, DeMarcus, what you been doing? It's going to get to a point where I have so much content and stuff out where people be like, what you been doing? Hit up the newsletter, man. How the food been? Check out the page. Oh, you got anything coming up? Go check the newsletter. Go check my pages. Like, you ain't tapping in with me all the time. You ain't tapping in with me from the day to day. Even if you tapping in with me from a weekly basis, you ain't asking the right questions. I'm willing. There's people in my life that I'm telling all the things that I'm doing, working with them on the things that they're doing, and we've been able to level each other up. But if you ain't in that space, you cannot rock with me on the full level that you think. That's close friends, that's people that's been cool, whatever it is. Like, things are changing, and people want to think that they can out you. The funny thing is, a lot of people ain't outsmart me when it comes to that. Shout out to my pops because of the social awareness and emotional intelligence I've been able to obtain is incredible. And you know what? What I'm gonna do, what I do is I show up in the same way that the Marcus has been showing up. People that done me wrong or whatever it is, what it is. Hey, how you doing? Girl, she treated me wrong or whatever it is. Hey, how you doing? Hopefully everything is well. Say hello, you move on. We ain't gotta have no full on conversation. People that you cool with, whatever. I ain't gotta over explain why. What am I doing by doing that? I've explained who I was. I've shown that to you. And a lot of times in situations where I feel like I gotta over explain, I've already explained to people multiple times. I don't need to keep explaining to friends about this, and that. If I already told you, if you already done seen the situation, you already know what's going on. If you can't figure out what's going on, you need to go back and check your cliff notes and figure it out. I can't keep explaining it to you. Why? Because there's not people in my life that can't be replaced at any point. Anybody can get replaced in anybody's life, but the people that continue to show up, they're gonna be there forever because they want to be. That way, you know what I'm saying? There's not anybody in your life that's there and they are only there because they have to be or because you need it. I don't need anybody. People that I need and I love are my family because they're the ones that brought me to this world and they continue to support me. But the people I appreciate are the ones that continue to walk in that path with me. It's not even all guys all the time. Some of my dopest friends or some of my female friends, they continue to check in. Hey, DeMarcus, how you doing? Some of my guy friends check in. Hey, DeMarcus, like, what's going on, man? As I told y'all, one of my boys are always, going into details with me about like what's going on. So at the end of the day, that's where DeMarcus has had to learn to shift his energy to because he's gotten so frustrated in the past, focusing on the people that ain't taking the time to move forward and ain't taking the time to appreciate him. And I can't be focused on the people see it or not. They can be cool as hell to everybody else, and I may need some support. And I've told them if they don't see it, they don't see it. But what's gonna happen is DeMarcus gonna keep on moving differently. Oh, he don't change up. Oh, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But listen to the content. See how I move, and that's gonna show you how DeMarcus really is. It ain't no, oh, he been going through something, oh, he been going through a layoff. That ain't. I've been in my most happiest space at this moment. I've been in my most fulfilled space at this moment, and I'm just getting started. So me, certain people feel like that because they ain't had a conversation or whatever. They emotional intelligence ain't even there. I don't care how much money you make, whatever you do, your emotional intelligence ain't there. Because for me, I don't have no reason to isolate. I isolated when I was going during the pandemic and stuff like that a little bit, or back in high school, early on college. I had some moments like that, but the Marcus ain't isolating. Why? Because the people that's there in the trenches with me, the people that really care, they getting all the info. The ones that's willing to be involved, they getting all the info. So that's where the mentality shift is. So as I continue to move forward, I'm super thrilled and happy for the people that continue to show up in my life. And hey, relationships, friendships, all that stuff changes over time. But the people that are going to continue to grow with you and that want to be a part of your story and that are going to put themselves in position to be a part of it, they ain't going to make the excuses. What somebody else won't do, somebody else will. I ain't fumble nothing because everybody that comes into my life, I treat that as if I treat that as if I can't take it for granted. Again, if something don't work out, it don't work out. But I'm not gonna sit there and treat it as if it's like it's not there because I make a decision for me, and that's what DeMarcus has had to do. He's had to learn how to make decisions for him and not be focused on somebody else all the time because you're always caring about everybody else. DeMarcus, you always gonna make sure everybody else is good. But I've always been in positions to where no matter how much that I care about people and I'm gonna ride to the core, I'm always feel like I'm doing it more than the next person. But you know what? Marcus also had to open up to let other people do things for him. Why? Because what happens is when you move like that, sometimes you get so frustrated, and then there's people in your life that want to move in ways for you that you wish people would, and you're not allowing them because you're so focused on the people that's not. So I finally got to that point, and there's been people in my life. There's been a lot of situations. Hey, there's things I keep to myself that's been dope, and in the ways that people have shown up for me that is I can tear up at times. I do tear up at times. I let my emotions out behind how grateful I am for how these people show up for me. And I'm learning more each and every day that, hey, you know what? DeMarcus, you ain't in this by yourself. You just continue to find your tribe. As my dad told me a long time ago, he said, DeMarcus, some of the things that you're going through, you want to find your tribe and find your people. It just take time. My mom said that too. It just take time. Some friends told me, hey, DeMarcus, it just take time. You ain't find your tribe yet. And now that I found my tribe over time and continue to find my tribe, that's why I'm so thrilled and happy to be where I'm at 29 years old. So if you get a chance to listen to this, hopefully that it can be something that you can, if you relate to it, like definitely share some love on it. Definitely tell me like if you feel that this can be relatable to you because I know how it feels for me. And I know the reason why I move in the way that I do and continue to move forward and continue to be able to find ways to make more content and just do different things in my life because I know there's other people out here that feel like this and people that I've gotten a chance to connect with on a deep level. They felt like this and they move in the ways that they do because of that. And so we get a chance to connect deeply. Like, man, DeMarcus, like I've experienced that so much that I'm going through that same awakening as well too. So the fact that we here now and are leveling up, we got to be proud of ourselves each and every day, each and every step of the way. Does that mean things are going to be easy moving forward? No, things are always going to be hard. But we also got to be able to appreciate the great moments and make sure that we're continuing to be ourselves during that journey. Because when you have that integrity and authenticity, and your goal is to be able to treat each and every person with love, no matter how the situation may go, it's different. I never have intentions to sit there and hurt anybody. If I do it, I've got to be able to deal with that. I'm a person where I truly feel for people if I've done something wrong or if I've done something to hurt them. Like that hurts my soul. I got to work on that. But sometimes I've gotten to a position to where I've put so much pressure on myself because of how others made me feel. But when I had feelings, I didn't get that same type of love and support. And they made that situation worse than how they did me, which was a whole crazier or even worse situation. So you know where DeMarcus is at now? He's at that level of growing up, continue to grow up, continue to focus on the people that appreciate him, that he appreciates, and continuing to value everything in his life like he has been, and continuing just to make that younger person proud. And I'm gonna continue to be able to work out like I'm doing, continue to move forward, and continue to take those strides and continue to be the person that I want to be, and continuing to love that person that I'm becoming. So it's your boy DeMarcus, man. This is the life of a multifaceted. Even when I was just talking to y'all, like I kept going and I'm just looking at the time, just looking around, I'm like, I'm just talking, I'm just getting everything out. And that's the beauty of the work that I've been doing. And there's so much more depth to everything that I'm talking about. I gave y'all a very broad version, but like I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy where I'm at in this moment. Again, there's frustrating times. I'm still going through the process of looking for long term work and everything like that. But even in my job that I have, the part time work, like the thrill of just being able, even if when I have to sit down all day, I still get up to get the elevator for people. I still make sure people have a good day, even when it may not seem like I am. But I'm so thrilled to be where I'm at. And no matter what things look like moving forward, I'm proud of myself and how I've attacked my life in these last few months because it's not just about diet or about a temporary gain or temporary success. It's about changing my lifestyle to create a better lifestyle for myself. So it's your boy DeMarcus. If you don't love who you're becoming, make sure you change that. Make sure you find ways to love who you're becoming. And if you're not holding yourself accountable for things that are going on in your life, change that. Because at the end of the day, yes, people can be a cause for why something's not happening, but you've got to be the person that holds yourself accountable to say, why am I allowing myself to get caught up on that when I know my value is even greater? So don't put off the person that you're becoming. Love who you're becoming. And that's your boy DeMarcus. This is a life of a multifaceted. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Follow your boy on all the socials. That man Marco, mashing up with Marco on Instagram. Both of those on TikTok, YouTube, the multifacets of DeMarcus, and I have a lot more stuff coming. But 414, your boy's birthday. Super thrilled, super happy, super blessed, and just continuing just to fight the good fight and continue to move forward. So thank y'all again. Whenever y'all see this, man, I'm just sending out so much love and just happiness for you all, and yeah, hopefully everybody has a blessed day, man. Peace.